welcome to Garden Time with Serdar ARAPOİTLU. My name's Sue Ghazi, and today we're talking about gardening with less water. And as you can see throughout the island here, everything is colourful and in full bloom. And today in the studio, we're surrounded with flowers.
Yes, time now to gardening, and now lots of job is waiting for the garden lovers.
Exactly. Serdar, so do you think that the climate in Cyprus is changing, that it's getting drier?
It is drier, and as you know, so there is not enough rain this year.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to have hard time for it.
Right.
And we decided this week to do article about how we need to look after the hardly plants we can lay down. And we can choose the hardly plants, which is they need less maintenance and water.
That's it, because of course some plants, like the cacti for example, they're very good in drought conditions.
Yes. Yes.
And they don't need as much maintenance or as much water during summer, you know, when it's hot.
Yeah. And also they still flower, very nice flower. They have very nice flower.
Yes.
You can do always with the nice rockery and with the rocks and the cut this corner and everything. Yeah. It looks nice that way as well.
Because I mean, when you look at them, there's a very good variety of cacti. You know, you've got these sort of hairy ones here, but you've also got the smaller ones, different colours, different styles. So
also there is snow looking as well.
Yeah. So I mean, it's very attractive if you have a cacti garden, isn't it?
There is so many cacti flowers. There is so many, which is very easy, especially if you use the cacti soil. It's very, very perfect. You make them as well with that way.
Right. So you've got the cactus soil as well at Mediterranean Garden Centre.
Yeah, of course. Which is you can mix the normal compost also to make it cacti to look much healthy and stronger and grow them quicker.
Yeah, do they have special fertilizer as well, or they don't really need it?
There is special fertilizer for the cacti as well, which is other programs we also bring and we show here. Yeah. And with that way, of course, it's not only for the cacti, for the cigas, for the roses, we have all these different fertilizer.
That's a good idea, actually, isn't it? Because I mean, different plants have different requirements.
Exactly.
And so to get the best out of your plants, obviously, you need the right kind of fertilizer.
It's true. And this time of the year, especially, most of the plants they get in yellow.
Yes.
Leaves, they get in yellow. Even the fruit trees now they start to get in yellow. So what you need to do straight away, iron vitamin, which is to bring the color back for it. Yeah. And easily, just few days times, you can see the color is coming back. Yeah. This is the pure powder iron. Perfect.
Yeah. So what would you do? Would you mix that with water, or you would scatter it in the soil?
There is a measurement, which is the 5 liter for 50 cc. You just mix it with the water and just give it from the root straight away.
So that's going to make them lovely and green.
Yeah, this is how it works straight away perfectly. Yeah.
So why are they going yellow? Is it because of the soil or is it because of the heat?
Because the weather changing.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the balance is broken for the plants. Yeah. And they just start to get yellow. And of course, there is another reason. The heat is coming, and we just start to worry about our plants, and we start to give them plenty water. So which is this making the plants to get yellow as well.
I see.
So much water is making the leaves yellow as well.
I see.
And there is another things. On the May this year is been raining a lot. Yeah. And this is affecting the plant as well. It's breaking the balance in as well, and it's making the leaves yellow as well. Because
it's very unusual, I think, really, isn't it, to see quite as much rain in May, really?
I never remember like this before, you know. It was very strange. But this rain is bringing some good things, and also there are some bad things as well.
That's it.
Which is the people farmers and everybody, they have big troubles with it. Yeah. And of course, who has the garden for the hobby gardens, they love it because the plants, they get plenty of water and the grass areas and everything.
That's it. Makes it a little bit less work. But on the other hand, if it's humid, of course, then you know, you can get things like fungus growing as well, can't you?
Yes, it's already start on the grass areas, the lomers. It's already start on the low, is getting fungus. So just right time to start to spray it for the fungus.
Right.
And of course, we start to see lots of butterflies on the grass as well, which is, you can also start to, what we do always, we say 3 mix together, which is the fungus and for the worms, insects chemical, and then fertilizer 20-20-20. Mix it these 3 together and just spray it. But first of all, you have to cut your grass very shortly, and then of course water it and spray it. Why are we saying that? Because we've seen all this situation at the moment, and we just given the news about they can start, the garden lovers, they can start to do this.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a very useful tip as well, isn't it, to cut the grass short before you start work.
Yeah.
And also, as you say, if you can mix those, you can do one job, you know, instead of 3.
One job, and also, if you do it spray after watering, at least you can wait 3-4 days, not give any water, and that's fertilizer and the chemical is work there. Because what is the mistakes the garden lovers they do? Sometimes they just spray and then straight away they water it afterwards, which is no good idea.
It's not going to benefit the problem, is it, really?
No, not at all.
No.
And if you come back again for article, we are going to talk about hardly plants, which is we already brought the studio for the vincas here.
Yes.
Vincas, there is bush ones in the front, you can see, and there is the long ones.
The tall ones, yeah.
The long ones is come only pink and white.
Right.
Only pink and white. They grow bigger and they come very nice splashes. But the bush ones, there's many colors, many colors. And of course this vincas is important when you grow them from the seed, when you're doing something this professional. There is, of course, even the bush ones, there is a different choice in as well. There's Pacific and there's Titan. For this country climate, is the best one, the Titan ones. And this is the most popular one. Of course, sometimes some garden centers, they lay down the Pacific and little bit disappointed about it because they start to get very easy fungus because they not like too much sun and everything. And they need more water, which is, you need to water them all the time. And again, this is bringing you trouble again. But these Titans, they always look healthy. They always look healthy, and of course, you can see all the flower is big and the leaves very nice.
In fact, the leaves there are very, very green. You can see that's a very healthy plant there.
And they don't need much look after it. You can also take it out in the city root as well.
Yeah. What a root system there.
And look the soil.
Very strong roots. Yes,
look the soil.
Black crumbly soil.
This compost is the high quality one we use. And of course, there's no fungus, there is no problem, there's nothing on it. So garden lovers, when they buy for flowers on the garden center, they should to check everything to
just
make
lift
sure.
It out of the pot.
If you do this and you see, because this is, if you trust your plant, you can do this. You know, I trust.
I can see that.
Yes, and of course, with this way, after, especially beginning of the June, you will see everywhere vinca, even the outside, the gardens and everything, because they don't need too much water. They don't need special security, and all summer they there.
That's it. I mean, they're so colourful, aren't they? In a good range of colours. Yeah. So you could either plant, you know, a group of one colour,
one colour
to have a big impact.
Yes, exactly.
Or maybe a little, you know,
mixed colour also. Or you can put the higher ones on the back.
Yeah.
And then the front, bush ones.
Yeah.
Vincas, all they do, they only flower. That's it. They just flower. They, you know, when you look in your garden, you know, you can forget about them, but they cannot forget about you. They always give you flower. Yeah. This is why they like them a lot, and that's why they choose them. Yeah. Also, Vincas, another things, they don't get any insects or nothing.
Really?
Yeah. It's only the problem if some worms eat the roots or anything. Yeah. Or maybe if you water them too much, which is we do, because sometimes we think, oh, let's water it more and get bigger plant and more flower. No, it's not working this way. No. But we do this, you know? And then you can see the flower started getting yellow. Again, iron vitamin, if you put them, just bring the color back. And don't forget, is the only problem just eating the worms from the root and fungus. Right. Fungus very, very popular with the Vincas.
Right, so it's a good idea not to overwater them then, just to water them just now and again.
Enough. Just enough to keep them alive. Yeah. And choose the right time to water them. Yeah. Don't water them all the time. It's not a good idea.
Yeah. So I mean, you don't even have to, you know, take off the dead heads or anything. The plant will just continue to grow.
There is something about on the article as well. Take the dead head. This is always, you need to do this. All plants, doesn't matter either Vincas or roses or anything, marigold or anything. As much you taking the dead heads out, always bring you more flower. Yeah. Yes, if you don't take the heads of that out, still Vincas is flower, and they fall off very easily. They fall off. The Vincas flower, they don't dry and stay there. They fall off. But other plants, like marigold or other things, is always, especially on the marigold, you have to take that head to give the chance the other comes. Yeah. And look at this. It's just that
it's the greenness again, isn't it? I mean,
and the head, I like it. Yeah. The biggest, of course, is coming different one, yellow one as well. Yeah. And now,
plenty of buds coming as well.
Yes. And you know, so if you want to keep it more bigger, you can always cut the other head and make it bigger. Yeah. Because all the energy is coming one head, and you can make it bigger. That's it. And now we plant, there is new style now, vanilla color.
Right.
Yeah.
I haven't seen those.
Yes. It's first time. It's coming those one as well, our garden center, very soon. We're going to have vanilla color one as well.
Gosh.
Yeah. It's very nice.
Different. Yeah.
It's different. I like always different to have different plants on my garden center. And the marigold, they like heat. And again, normal standard water, which is sometimes something infects the eating the leaves they can have. And if you see anything like this, like a mop, you can see like a mop.
Yes,
there are some worms on it, and it just turn around. You have to spray it, otherwise all leaves is gonna start to dry. And when the leaves start to dry, it starts affecting the flower. Yeah. And of course, the marigold doesn't like the rain. If it's too much rain, especially when you're watering them, don't give the water on the heads, the flower. Try to give the water just around it, of course. Yeah. And the best things for the marigold, irrigation system. Yeah. Of course, without touching. And there's another things I have to say. The summer flower, we're talking about the August time, June, all this time. The best way to water them, these plants, is the irrigation system. Because without touching the leaves, if you water it, there is no problem.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're watering the plants in hot weather, of course, I mean, you shouldn't do that under direct sun. But if you splash the water on the leaves, of course, it's going to burn them and damage them, isn't it?
You know, when is the water stay? When is the water stay on the leaves? What time? And the sun, when it's come, this water is like a glass.
Yeah.
It's taking the sun straight away,
burn,
and
isn't it?
It's burned.
Yeah.
So this is why. That's why, and of course the fungus.
Yeah.
The more trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. So what else would you recommend for growing in dry conditions?
Well, there is gazania, there is, because we already talk about, there is gazania. Petunia is the best things. And
So
other
petunia
things,
is good
of
as well
course.
in dry weather. Yeah.
We already said marigold, vinca style. And of course, sunflower. We have sunflower on the studio today.
Yeah.
And this is flower, you know, it's just a design style.
Decorative.
Yeah, decorative.
Yeah.
And these ones, I like them. These bush ones, they don't go very higher. Soon they're gonna start to give more flower, which is, you can see the already.
So you can see the buds there coming.
It is already start to come in. Sunflowers, you can plant them like a group, and they are very colorful. And if you think to plant the sunflower, 10 together, and when you look, it's fantastic looking. They are very nice plant and very easy to look after it. They don't need much water. It's the only things we should worry about, just the windy. If it's the weather windy, not to affect them for the windy. And of course, the leaves is very soft. You can see always something to eat it. If we take care about this as well and just use the right things for them, very good performance.
I mean, this is a nice size as well, isn't it? It's not too high. I mean, you get some of them which grow a couple of meters maybe, but these are nice for the garden, aren't they?
Because for design, and of course, as much longer, more trouble with the winds, because this is the most important thing you should watch about it. And of course, we have impatient on the studio today. It's one of my favorite plant. This country, they don't grow it much, but I like it, and I always grow in my nursery. Impatient, you cannot keep it under the sun all day, but they're okay for the heat. What I mean, okay for the heat? This weather, even if it's not under the sun for all day, heat is not affecting them, only sun burn them.
I see.
So you can keep this on the shade area. We can keep on the balconies and anything, but even temperature is go 40 centigrade, doesn't matter, and they don't need much water either.
Yeah. Well, that's a good idea, isn't it? If you've got a shady area where you need a bit of colour, you know, you could plant a group of them, and you know, there it attracts some colour.
You just said right words. You just said right word. Even if we are a very sunny country and temperature is very high, still I'm sure you have some areas in your garden which is the shade area, and you need something to plant. Impatient is one of the best plant to plant them. Of course, we have all so many different colors.
Yeah, and that's very bright, isn't it? That's very colourful.
Yeah, it is. It is very nice, and it's very easy to look after it. They don't need much water. Is the only one problem they have. They don't have any insects or the worms problem. They don't have much. Is the only problem is the fungus. Nice. If you water it too much, they can get easily fungus. And especially about this one. Of course, this is nothing wrong with this. You can still see yellow leaves. That's not means something wrong with the soil or anything. It just they do always this. They change in the leaves, which is, look, already new ones coming, and this is getting yellow.
I see. So the older ones are dropping off, and you can see the smaller, the new ones here.
Yeah, so very regularly they do this, and the new branches is on the way. Yeah. Okay, so you can always just take the yellow ones out.
Yeah.
And to make sure, of course, there is some dry ones, as you can see, dry ones. If you leave this there, which is you're giving the chance for the fungus.
That's right.
So always, look,
That's it, yeah, keep it away from
Yeah,
there.
keep it away, even something which is, you are thinking to, and then you can see the roots is strong.
Very strong, aren't they?
What we did, first of all, we just put, if you notice here, we just put normal soil.
Yeah.
We start with the normal soil, so we shock them. We say shock. We start with the normal soil, and afterwards we carry on with the compost. And if you shock the roots with that way, you're making the plant go crazy.
Does this mean then that this is better drainage down at the bottom?
Exactly. This is one of the things is important. But what I'm saying is not that. If you plant the normal soil, and then you change in the soil and you put in just right away pure compost, you shock in the plant. When you shock in the plant, all of a sudden start to get very, very strong roots. So after strong roots, the plants start to giving the more flower.
I see. So that's the way to get the better the flowers.
Or you can do other way around. You can start with the compost, which is this is compost. You can start with it, and later you can, when you change in the pots, small pots, we always start on the planting. You change in the pots and you transfer it the bigger one. So if you put the garden soil after the compost, still again you shock in the plant, and you making the plant all of a sudden give the all the roots there, because you're moving the roots and you're giving the aerating for the root system to making the plant root to wake up and go very quickly.
Gosh. Well, that's a very good tip, isn't it? To get better flowers, stronger
This is good
roots.
tip for the flower shop as well, not only for the... Yes, of course, this is important. And then we always saying soil, we always saying this time of the year, we need to make the soil softer to help the plants, of course, help the plants to have different. So we brought some soil today here to explain what they can do and make the soil softer. So now I'm going to show you the ways, some ways how to make the soil softer.
Right, so this is what kind of
This is Floragard.
Yeah.
Floragard, one of the best compost in Europe. It's very good quality. You can see the color. And this is the one I'm using for the plants. As you can see. As you can see.
Yeah, strong root system, hasn't it?
Very good, very quality compost.
Nice and crumbly.
Yeah, it is. Of course, when you break it out a little bit, it's very easy to do it. You can see, let's show the camera as well. It's very easy to do it. This is already quality one, which is the holding this water, of course. But we are talking about June, July and August.
Well, it's very, very hot here,
and
isn't
our country is not like other countries, of course. So if you want to help the plants, you can always mix it with the gel, of course. Yes, let's put this one. I think it's going to be easier. Yeah, this is the gel.
Oh, so it comes ready mixed?
Yeah, it's already mixed. It's already mixed, little. And then, of course, after this, you can just mix it with the soil.
Yeah.
Or you can put on the top the pots. Or either when you mix it with the soil, you can still, and this gel, that much gel for this plant is enough.
Right.
But still, there is something more you can do.
Yeah.
Which is we have here, I brought this for the studio today as well. FloraPod. These balls is make the soil softer And another important thing on the soil, aerating.
Yes.
So with that way, you're gonna make the soil to have aerating as well. And also, what is this ball does? Hold in the water as well.
Ah.
So you need to mix
the gel, you've got these balls as well.
You don't have to do gel also this, but if you do both of them, the best.
Yeah.
The best. Of course, after mixing this and you're planting, these balls hold the water, first things, and is keeping the roots wet all the time. And there is another things, is making the soil aerating, which is very perfectly plants getting air, and you can see how different and how nice is getting the plants performance.
Yeah, I mean, these products are certainly going to make a difference, aren't they? Especially in the hot weather.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Also, what you can do, if is this in the garden, if we're not talking about the flower beds and the pots only or containers, and you want to do this in the garden, or maybe one tree. There is one tree is your favorite, and you want to save that. You want to take care about it.
Yeah.
So you can do this round, or if you're going to plant something new, you can do it under it. But what else you can do? You can mix also for this normal soil, garden soil.
Ah.
Yes.
So you can do this in the garden as well?
You can do this in the garden.
So if you've got a tree or a shrub or a particular plant that you want to keep, during the hot summer months,
yes,
just either dig the granules, the balls here, or even the gel maybe. And,
exactly. Exactly. Or maybe you have some area, because what we're saying always, look your area, look your neighbors when you're planting something. Yeah. Maybe you have some soil there which is no good, white soil. Maybe your soil has no calcium, no potassium, nothing. Just give them.
Yeah,
this,
good idea.
Yeah, this has everything. This has everything. You know, sometimes we're planting garden we're doing on the mountain, which is the white soil and has nothing there. And people, they come in and they looking around and they're saying, my goodness, this soil and this performance, how? Yeah. That's what we do.
So that's the secret.
That's the secret. It's not secret. Most gardeners, I'm sure they know about this. But of course, in your country is different.
Yeah, and I'm glad you've shared it with us, because of course the conditions are different here, and all your hints, your tips, your information help everyone, of course.
Yes, it was. I have a visitor today, Anita, her name is, and she said to me, how useful program is, because we're talking about something which is. They don't know. Yeah. You don't do this in England, which is you come all the Mediterranean country, which is you have to know all this about it.
Yeah, and this is why it's so very useful, isn't it, to have this information.
It is. And then, of course, there is one more thing we need to talk about. The daily maintenance is in the garden. The trimming is important. The trimming always on the plant. If it's the plant too higher, which is, we want to keep this. This is the bush oleander, which is the red color one. I have another one, the more flower here. Of course, as much you trim it, you bush out, and this means more flower.
Yeah.
This is important. You can see this is healthy as well. It's nice, clean. And this one here is growing. And look, some branches stay down, and some of them is gone. So daily maintenance, one of the important. Of course, I'm always talking about, especially ladies, they look after the garden in Cyprus. They say, I don't like to cut this. But if you don't cut this, you leave in the plant to grow, one side to grow, other side down, and not making the round or bush out.
Well, it's not only that, is it? You're not going to get as many flowers either, are you? So you have to cut them.
Yeah. Maybe you think, no, I don't like to make it round. Of course, I understand that. You want the plant natural way, okay, but still you have to cut some to break it down. If you want to make the round, you have to trim it all the time, that's different. I'm not talking about that. You have to cut and make the same size. Still after that, you have to find on the tops little as well, even the same hairs, cut that, and then just to leave the same space.
Yeah, that's it, because of course you're going to get new branches coming from there, aren't you?
Yeah.
And of course
if you cut just on the top, more branches from there as well, even if you look, still there is a little bit more to cut. Yeah, this is better.
Perfect.
Perfect. After this, this plant is getting more and more flower. This is very important on the daily maintenance. And of course, you have to check another things, yellow things, we already said on the beginning of the program, and give the iron vitamin this time of the year. And when you water in the plant, you have to look what you are going to water in. You're going to water oleander, okay, enough water for the oleander. You're going to water for the sunflower. As you know, sunflower doesn't like too much water. And the vincas, my goodness, you have to watch out, not too much water, because if it's too much water, you are inviting the fungus. This is important. So this is daily maintenance, and of course always digging the roots, cleaning the weeds, and making the plants, under the plants, irrigating. This is the more important things as well.
Well, I'm afraid that's all we have time for this week. It's been wonderful hearing all these hints and tips, and I'm sure that everyone will benefit certainly from your knowledge. So have a happy week in the garden, Serdar.
And you as well. We're trying the best to help the garden lovers or watchers. I'm sure this program is being helpful for them. Enjoy your program. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
A lovely garden, and it practically waters itself with the Gardena sprinkler system. You can enjoy the same convenience. It's easier than you think. Gardena offers a full range of innovative products for the purpose. The heart of the system, the pop-up sprinklers. For individually shaped areas, the intelligent pop-up sprinkler AquaContour Automatic is ideal. You water rectangular areas with the pop-up oscillating sprinkler. For all other areas, especially if they're irregularly shaped, you use circular sprinklers. The pop-up sprinklers are connected to the tap via pipes and the connecting point. Before installing your system, mark the locations and ranges of the sprinklers true to scale in your site plan. Then use the Gardena planning guide to determine what components you need. Now you can install the sprinkler system. Lay out and connect the components according to your plan. With the quick and easy connection technology, it couldn't be simpler. Try the system out above ground, then cut the turf and fold it to one side. Next, lay the system in the trench at a frost-free depth, replace the turf and compact it firmly. That's it! Now even the lawnmower can't harm your system. And with automatic control, you can let the Gardena sprinkler system water your garden, while you enjoy your holiday.